Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about what to include on your daycare advertisements. There are some things that when you're either posting it on Facebook or you're making a flyer to put on somebody's car, there are some things that I think that you should include on your flyer or on your post, and that's basically what I'm going to be going over today. So when I first started my daycare, there was a lot of information that I put on my flyer, a lot of unnecessary information, and as we go throughout the video I'm going to let you guys know what to put, what not to put, how to word specific things and stuff like that. So I was actually cleaning out my house and I found a flyer from when I first started my daycare. You know, I didn't really know how to make this, so I'm going to talk to you guys about how to make it, how to do everything, and like I said, what to include and what not to include. Okay, so these flyers I would put on people's doors, like on their either their car or like on their windshield. A quick tip is if you are putting flyers on cars, don't just put them on every single car. What I would do is I would peek inside of the car to see if there was like a car seat or any indication that they had kids, and then I would put it on that card, because you don't want to put them on a whole bunch of people's cars and let's say none of them have kids. They're going to take your flyer and they're going to throw it away. Like, they're not going to want it. I would recommend making sure that you're picking and choosing wisely where you're placing these, especially because I printed them and you're probably going to be the one printing them too. Ink is not expensive. You're going to be using a lot of paper, so you're going to want to place the flyers wisely. So again, just look in the car. If you see a car seat, go ahead and just stick it on that car. If you don't, just pass up on it. I went to some local businesses in my area because like I live right here and there's like a lot of businesses that are like office type that I felt that it was a good idea to put my flyer on their car. So I would go ahead and I would just go to those areas and I would go ahead and I would just put flyers in their cars. So this is the flyer that I would use. So I'm going to tell you guys what I have on this flyer, and then also whenever I'm advertising on Facebook for spots to fill, this is what I normally put on my post. So if you guys are advertising on Facebook, another quick tip that I will tell you guys to do is make sure, sorry that it's getting lighter, the sun's coming up and I'm outside. Yeah, that looks really bright. Let's lower you guys a quick bit. So when you guys are advertising on Facebook, I would highly recommend, before even like advertising or anything, I would get your daycare really organized, really neat, and take really good pictures of the area that the kids are going to be in. So I did that. You guys probably see them like in my thumbnails. You'll see the area that I teach in some of my thumbnails. You'll also see the area where the kids eat. Like you'll see in my thumbnails, those are the ones that I use for advertising as well. So take some good pictures if you're going to be advertising on Facebook. Again, a lot of people are on social media. A lot of people looking for daycare are on social media as well. And then having pictures so that they can visually see what you got to offer is really, really good. So enough about that. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what I have on my little flyer right here. And again, when I'm creating a Facebook post, this is what I write. So over here, everything that's blacked out is basically information that I didn't want to show on camera. So it just says the name of my business, Home Daycare. You want to emphasize home daycare just so that they know that you are in a home. Some people might like that. Some people might not like that you're in a home. So they either dismiss it or continue reading. So I put the business name, Home Daycare, and then the first line I put is registered with DCF, and then your registration number. So in the state of Florida, you need to have your registration number on any advertisement that you put, whether it's a poster board in your neighborhood or a flyer like this. You're gonna wanna put your registration number. It says it like when you're with DCF and taking your classes or whatever the case is, you need to put your registration number on your advertisement. Now, I really like to put that on my advertisement because some people, like I said, might be turned off that you're a home daycare, but if they continue to read and they see that you are registered with DCF, they're gonna probably be a little bit more interested. It might spark some type of interest in them. They might be like, oh, you know, this person is doing it legally in their house, etc., etc. So I just like to put that on there. Aside from you having to put it, I think it's really good to put, and I put that at the top of my advertisement. Then under that, it says that I'm open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. Again, those are the hours that work for me. You're going to want to choose what's going to work for you in your area, depending on where you live. You pick your hours. These have been my hours since I opened my daycare 5 years ago, and I continue to have them, and I really like my hours. I feel like I've never had people unenroll or not enroll because my hours. Like, that's never been an issue. So then I also put that meals are provided, and then I put breakfast, lunch, and snacks. So I like to put that on there because there's a lot of home daycares in my area. Again, guys, I'm sorry that the lighting is going in and out. The sun's going up and down, and I tried recording this video already. I gotta get it done, so sorry for the lighting changing. But I like to put that on my flyer because there's a lot of home daycares out there that don't offer meals. And who knows, what if this falls in the hands of somebody that is already in an in-home daycare and they're not happy with the care and they gotta provide the meals. Something like that can spark their interest and they might want to contact you. So I like to put that meals are provided in the price. Then I also put that we have a daily routine followed. So my kids don't just come to my house and do whatever they want. We have a structured routine. They eat at the same time, they learn at the same time, they nap at the same time, they go outside at the same time. Like everything is at the same time every single day. And I like to have that on my paper and I like to put that there so that they're not thinking, oh, home daycare, they're gonna do whatever they want. Like this is a daycare, but we have structure to our day. I also put that I have 5 years established. Now, when I first started my daycare, I did not put the years established or years of experience, and the reason why is because if you put that you just opened, no experience, like that's not gonna work out to your favor. So I was looking at also advertisements that I had when I first opened up my daycare, and I didn't really talk about years experience. So I would just take that out if you don't have at least 3 years of experience. 2 is okay. 2 to 3 years, you can go ahead and start adding it there. But if you put like a couple months or like a year, you know, I feel like people aren't gonna feel like too secure, if that makes sense. So because I have 5 years, I feel like that's a good number and I put that there. So again, you can add that if you want. You don't have to if you don't have any experience, you know what I mean? Make sure that your flyer is working out to your favor, if that makes sense. So the next thing that I have is that 2 teachers working. The reason why I like to put that is because again, I want them to see, oh, okay, she has somebody else there with her. It's not just one lady in her, you know what I mean? It seems a little bit more legit. So I put 2 teachers working, which is true. You guys don't have an assistant. And then I put 12 children max. And then in parentheses, I put lots of one-on-one attention for all children. Again, that is something that I like to put on my advertisements because a lot of parents that have their kids in facilities or they have their kids in another in-home daycare. Some in-home daycares don't care about ratios. They just pile a whole bunch of kids in their house. My house does not ever have more than 12 kids at a time. And I like the parents to know that. Imagine your kid going to kindergarten and there's only 12 kids in his class or her class. You're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, my kid's gonna get a lot of one-on-one attention. And that's really what home daycares do. Like we have smaller groups, and because we have smaller groups and I have 2 teachers working, we have a lot of attention that we can give to every kid. So it's gonna lessen injuries. There's not gonna be too many, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's easier to catch, like, let's say a kid is being mean to somebody else or someone is biting. Like, instead of having a room of like 20 kids and you gotta figure it out, like we have a small group, things are easier to narrow down. And I feel like a small group with 2 teachers is really good. So I like to put the max amount of kids. Again, some people have their kids in facilities and their kids are probably constantly getting sick and they'll think in the back of their mind like, oh, it's because there's so many kids. So I don't know, I just feel like putting the amount of kids that I have works out to my favor again because people do really like when their kids are in smaller groups and getting lots of one-on-one attention. Then I also put located near, and then it's all blacked out because those are roads that are near me and I don't want to put that out on the internet. But I'll let you guys know that the Turnpike and I-4, those are 2 that were blanked out. Those are basically like throughout Florida, and I like to put that there because I literally live like in the middle of a whole bunch of roads. So there's a lot of main roads, really good roads that help you get quick to wherever you need to go, and I live like in the center. So you can go this way and go to one road, that way and go to another. And I really do think that my location is really good, and I like to put that on my flyer because again, you don't know where these people work, and being able to get to and from where they need to go because of my location, I feel like it's gonna work out to my favor. So again, I put all of these things are working out to my favor, like my location, my this, my that, my this, you know, I put that there. Now, I then at the bottom have my phone number, and then I put ask for Ashley. Obviously, they'll contact you if they are interested, and if they don't, they don't. So this is basically what I have on my flyer. This is just an idea for you. It doesn't mean that this is what you need on your flyer. Again, you can take out what you want, insert what you want. This is just what works for me. And now I want to tell you guys what not to put on your flyer. So your address. Never put your address on the flyer. I never advertise and give them my actual physical location. If I'm ever talking with someone that wants to know where I'm located exactly, I don't give them my address until I know I'm gonna meet them. So what I normally do is if someone's messaging me, hey, I know that you're located near I-4 and the Turnpike, but I wanted to know where you're located exactly. So I have a Walgreens that's by my house. I give them that address. and I tell them that I live around right here, like walking distance, so that they know, okay, it's like more precise versus like generalized like my flyer. I never give them my physical address. And again, it's personal preference. If you want to give them your address, you can, but I personally don't. And I just give them, again, a business that's next to me. If you guys have any landmarks that are like really close to you, you can give them that, but don't give them your physical address and don't put it on your flyer. Another thing that I want to put on there are my rates. You want them to call you. I've had one parent specifically, she's really cool. Her daughter's no longer with me because she's in school, but I remember when she called me, she was like, one of the reasons, well, not when she called me, when I met her, she told me one of the reasons she came to visit me was because I sounded so nice on the phone. Now, there are other people, like other home daycares that she said she's called, and when she speaks with them, they're just rude. They're very short. They don't really go into detail with specific things, and parents are not going to feel comfortable with that. You know, some people may not, but I personally wouldn't if I was going to enroll my kid in a daycare. So you want them to contact you. You want them to speak to you so they can ask you questions. You can give them answers, and you can let them get the idea of the kind of person you are with your voice. So once that happens, then you can schedule your tour, and then I do have some videos on my channel that you guys can check out that have to do with like giving a tour of your daycare. But I would just highly recommend not putting your prices on your thing, because you want them to contact you. You want them to understand why your prices are the way they are. So I used to have affordable rates written on my flyer. I don't have that anymore. I'm affordable, trust me, but that's something that you can include on your flyer if you want to. So I don't put affordable rates. I could if I want to, but I don't. That's something that you can include there. There's a lot of things that you can include on there, but this is just what I have and what's been efficient for me. So that basically completes today's video. I think those are the only two things that I would say that you shouldn't put in your flyer: your physical address and your rates. I think all of the other information that I have there is really good. If you guys have any specific questions, like, hey, Ashley, should I include this or should I include that? You guys can always email me, or you guys can leave a comment down below, because you know I'm gonna respond. And that's just, you know, my little take on that. So I hope that this video was helpful for some of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.